Good morning, everyone. My name is Nizam. Today, I want to share with you some good news. I think we've been bombarded by not so good news especially from the media with regards to pandemic and the recession, whatever, and all that. So I think I have a obligation, lah, if you may say so, to share this good news, especially on the property segment. I think maybe you have not read, maybe you have read, I'm not sure, but I just want to give my point of view so that from a layman perspective, probably we'll be able to understand the reason why such statistics occur at this point of time. Maybe I just want to share with you this screen of mine. All right. So you can see last week, early this week, there were two articles that tells us the fact that condo resale rebound with July volume nearly double that of June. And also the previous week, HDB resale volume in July highest in 2 years, prices also up. What does it really reflect? Let me give my sense of the market. I mean, we've been doing a lot of HDB upgraders and people buying condos and new launch. So just to summarize the article on the condo, basically the 50% of the resale condo transaction were from the mass market, meaning your Tampines, your Woodlands, your Jurongs, and why not, that kind of thing. So what was the main reason? Based on the article, it says that pent-up demand, which is true. The pent-up demand was quite strong. Over the past, probably, if I may say so, 3 to 4 months when we were in lockdown, people are afraid, not sure what is the course of action should they take. They still took a wait and see approach, or more importantly, whether prices will tank. But I think as subsequently, those who really have the need understood that market is not gonna tank or not gonna nose dive for that matter, because of the fact that the property market in Singapore is very resilient. All right, so there's no speculation. People are basically, I think, more for home ownership, so they really need it for their stay. So not very few speculators, or if I may say so, nil. Yeah. So who are the buyers of this condo resale? Surprisingly, not surprisingly, rather, are HDB upgraders. The reason, I think, my opinion, I can sum it up in 2 points. Why are the buyers HDB upgraders? Two things. Reason, like I mentioned earlier, these HDB upgraders have the aspiration to own a private property, and they know for a fact now that prices are stable. Prices are not going to nosedive. So it is a good time to take action. And at the same time, the HDB buyers out there are now more open to have to scout for units to buy. Initially, when the CB was announced, people were, like I said, took a wait and see approach. But I think technology has helped us, especially real estate agents like me, to do transaction virtually. So it took a bit of time for people to adapt, and the new norm for that matter. And it was really heartening to see that the volume slowly increased through virtual viewing and all that. So people are more open, are more ready to actually go out there and buy property without the need to physically view the property. I think this is one aspect of probably what we need to understand moving forward. Okay, so they need a replacement home. When they sell the HDB, they need a replacement home immediately, for example, and they know upgrading to a condominium is something that they aspire. And when this group of people has sold a HDB and go out and look for a resale condo, that's the reason why volume went up more than 50%, if I'm not wrong, to where in June and July. Now, of course, secondly, replacement home. Talk about replacement home. A lot of HDB upgraders do not want to rent and wait for the new launch to be ready. This is just my observation on the ground. Of course, there are people who are willing, but those who have the need and the desire to actually own a resale condo immediately because of family reason, because of They don't want to go through the hassle, the inconvenience and all that, or renting for another 2-3 years. I think that's the reason. That's also one factor that pushes the volume of resale condo in the past couple of months, right? So from my experience, or from how I analyze the situation when it comes to HDB upgraders, because I've done quite a lot of transaction for HDB upgraders. 75% of HDB upgraders, this is my opinion, 75% of HDB upgraders will buy a bigger HDB. That is how I see from the market perspective. And 20% will buy a resale condo. And there are about 5% will wait for a new launch, or rather buy a new launch and wait for it to TOP while renting at the meantime. So these are things that the different demographic, the different aspirations of different groups of HDB upgraders from my experience. Now, interestingly, I want to show you the graph, right, that the article has shown, and I want to put the graph side by side, or rather top bottom, so that you are able to see the reason why there's a trigger. When HDB volume increase, why resale volume increases as well for private condominium. Let's see. Right. So if you can see, the graph shows exactly almost identical kind of trend for HDB resale volume and condo resale volume. There was one blip in June for condo resale volume where it was just the graph doesn't match where it comes to HDB. If you can see my cursor here, almost every month the graph shows almost identical type of volume. So the reason, see, when volume of HDB went down in April this year, the resale volume of condo also went down. Similarly, when resale volume of HDB starts to move up in June at all-time high, or rather at about 2,000 plus units, the volume of condo resale also follows. Similarly in July. So it is very apparent, it is very simple to understand why things move, because of the fact that there's always a trigger. In this situation, basically it's the HDB market is the main trigger for any upgrades, whether to resale condo or new launch. So as you understand since the cooling measure was introduced, a lot of speculators have been out market, if I may say so. So if you notice, so a lot of why the property is very resilient in Singapore is the fact that fundamentally strong in terms of the loan, interest rate is low, and at the same time the cooling measures has given us the safety net, if I may say so, safety net for home ownership, especially those who understand the financing part. So there's no, I've always asked my clients that I've met since a couple of months ago, I always tell them that, during this COVID, did you see any fire sale? Those who are actively looking for fire sale, did you really see any fire sale? Unfortunately, they cannot answer me. I mean, there will be pockets of it, but it's very, very, very difficult to find fire sale during COVID because of the fact that fundamentally strong in terms of our property ownership. So only the trigger is only when there's a need to upgrade, to downgrade, to right size. So it is a trigger for all things downstream, whether it's condo resale, new launch, or whatever it is. So at the same time, you will notice that certain segment of the market downstream will also increase in the near future, in the time to come. So it is always a trigger. So understand the fundamentals so that you know when you put your property in the market, for example, or you're out there looking for a property, understand the fundamentals of statistic, of numbers, because it is key in order for you to own that dream property, and at the same time seek the potential gain in the next 5 to 10 years. It's not about short-term gain. Property in Singapore today, because fundamentals is strong, is about mid to long-term gain. So you must be able to hold to ensure that your income or you're able to sustain, and it's really important to look at the numbers. So very, very important. if you really need to know, of course, reach out to me. No obligation. I can show you through our PA app in PropNext, where within minutes, you are able, once you give me your data, within minutes, I can tell you through the system what is your current financial status or current status of your asset, and how are you able to plan for your next move. So till the next video, my name is Nizam Adli. So if you have any questions, or forgot to say, importantly, share and like, my video, so that people out there can also benefit. If you have benefited, please do so, like and share my video. So till the next video, Nizam Adli out. Bye.